I'm so excited today because this is our 5th podcast.
I know.
Right. So we've been looking forward to this day. And you went with me today to B&I,
Yes.
which usually my husband, Chef Jeff, goes. And then I get to hang out with you,
Yes.
which makes it even better. But today I went because he's out cooking some food in Arkansas. And so while we were there, because you got to be my visitor, we ran into Ginger with Tri-Lake News. And we just asked her to tag along and come talk with us. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's actually on the way to my work. Between B&I and where I go every day is you guys, and I never knew it. I'm so glad you invited me today. Thank you. It's
Well,
awesome.
you were like, I'm like, come on and see the podcast studio. Oh, yeah, so we're going to do a podcast with you today.
Yeah,
you were
that's
just
right.
like such a willing participant.
And we didn't even have the door locked or anything, so you could have ran, right? Which is
correct.
Right, I'm like, oh, that's going to scare her away.
So, Ginger, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I work for the newspaper. I'm a mother of 4, single mom. The older 2 are really on their own, but you know how that goes. I still pay for a lot, so I still say I'm a mother of 4.
Yes.
I have 17-year-old twins that are seniors this year. And I moved to Branson from South Texas, from Corpus Christi 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I'm an implant, and I
Oh.
love it. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, what brought you to
Yes.
Branson from there?
We just kind of like closed our eyes and picked a place on the map. No, I'm kidding. I'm not trying to bring the vibe down, but I'm a widower, and after my husband died, I wanted kind of a fresh start. I
Sure.
owned a hair salon there for 12 years,
Mhm.
and I mean, it was successful. So I kind of thought, am I crazy? Like, am I making the right choice for my family? You know, like just up and moving. So we talked about it. We prayed on it a lot. And I have a cousin outside of Chicago, a best friend that's in Michigan, and an old like childhood friend that was in Tennessee. And everyone was trying to talk me into moving in those areas.
Sure.
Um, sorry.
That's okay.
And so one of my good friends grew up going to Branson to Table Rock Lake every summer as a kid. And so he went on and on telling me, like, you really got to check that place out. I mean, it's gorgeous. Just check it out. So we drove just to, I mean, like everyone else, to vacation and everything.
Mhm.
Well, there happened to be somebody who knew somebody else. Everyone's so friendly here, and everybody's so interconnected in ways they don't even understand, I
Yeah.
think, until they step back and look, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody knew somebody that had a 4-bedroom house on the lake, Kimberling City area. And she had terrible renters and wanted to rent again. And this person like vouched for me. And it was amazing, beautiful introduction to the area. It was exactly a year, maybe a couple months more than from losing my husband, the kid's dad. And it was just such a neat place. Yes, it was a shock, I think, to move from South Texas to the middle of Missouri.
Sure.
But what I loved is this house was on the lake, because if I'm taking them away from the ocean, we got to be by water. You know, I
Yeah.
can't do that much of a shock.
Right.
And I mean, there was like, from the backyard, like a trail that was cut down to like a cove. So it was like right there. The kids would come home, throw their backpacks down, grab their fishing poles, and go fish every day, because that's what we did in Corpus.
Oh,
nice.
And we love Reed Spring School. I had looked that up before I made the decision and signed on the dotted line. And it was a great choice. The kids love it. I mean, I love it here. As a matter of fact, it took me a while because South Texas is so flat. So, of course, I had to get used to hills.
Yes.
Scared the crud out of me because, in my opinion, you don't know what's on the other side.
Right.
So I would be one of those annoying drivers that like brakes at the top of the hill.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that for like 2 years.
We call you
And now I
flatlanders.
yell at people that do
Yes.
it. Yeah. But another problem I had was looking at the scenery.
sure.
And I mean, once the older kids got a driver's license, I would just have them drive me around so I can look at everything.
Yeah.
Because to me, the hills here, they remind me of the ocean.
Mm.
They're just rolling. It's just
Yes.
not water, it's
Yeah.
trees. It's really beautiful.
It is a beautiful place here.
Yeah.
And
And
sometimes
4
we're here.
seasons.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 4 seasons.
Yeah, we weren't used to that either.
And sometimes all in one day.
Right, that's true.
Yes.
That's facts.
It's so true. And sometimes we just get caught up in driving and everything we have to do. We forget where we live and we forget how beautiful it is. Because I remember when we moved down here, I would stop literally on
Right.
my way to work. And I'm like, I just have to look at this beautifulness, right?
Yeah.
And then after a few years, you're like, whatever, beautifulness, I got to get going, you know? And so I think that's a great reminder for us that we just need to stop and like look at where we are. It is absolutely beautiful. They don't call it God's country for nothing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So what do you do at the newspaper?
Oh, I just sell ads.
Oh, you just sell ads.
I just
I'm
sell
sure
ads.
that's a lot more to it than that.
No,
Yeah.
I've read your writing. It's more
Yes.
than ads.
Thank you. They do let me. So when I had my hair salon, I used to release spring and fall collections like designers do, but for hair. And I would write blogs.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote one scissors versus razor. Or it was actually shears versus razor. Which one's for you? Because hairdressers are real particular about don't call them scissors. But it's so
I
funny
didn't
to me
even know.
because I guess every line of work is real particular about certain verbiage. Does Jeff have
Right.
something?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's all kinds of kitchen lingo. I even wrote a blog about all the kitchen lingo that I learned because
I read that.
I had no idea, and we talked about it last
Yeah.
time. Remember, because he would say like hot, or hot behind, and I'm like, "Woo, I'm looking good. I got myself a hot behind." And
You're
that's
a good
not what he's
writer as
talking
well.
about.
I read
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you've read that and you see. So
So-
yeah, I do understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I like being creative. I like being a writer, and it's nice that they let me be creative.
That's
and-
awesome.
So
I have to say, and maybe it's because I'm from Branson, but I'm like, hair fashion, wait. I literally looked at a picture the other day. I sent it to John. I said, do you realize this picture was taken like 10 years ago and I have the exact same hairstyle? It's terrible to admit. But yeah, I guess there is hair fashion.
I
just need to
think
get
there's
caught
lots
up.
of hair fashion. I agree. I'm not very caught up either, and I'm even like just do it the same. I'm this works for me. I get my color, but just fashion it the same because I'm not. I don't want to learn anything new, and And then I see people like at Costco. I was like, oh, her hair's so cute. Her hair's cute. Oh, yeah, she's older than me. Oh yeah, she might be about my age. Well.
yeah, like I would name each thing.
Yes.
Like
I had no idea.
How
I mean,
fun.
I like literally had no idea this was a thing.
yeah.
So I go to my hairdresser. I'm like, just do something. And I'm like, I come back and everyone's like, your hair's so cute. I'm like, take a good look because tomorrow this is not what it will look like.
Yeah.
Because I have to do it.
Yeah. Well, just like and I don't do hair anymore. Starting your own business, I did it just at the perfect time when I was pregnant with the twins and built my business years prior to that and then started my own hair salon. And once I moved here, getting to not just building a whole new clientele from scratch, but getting to know people
Sure.
and getting them to you. I did open a salon for a year.
Oh, wow.
But I had a full-time job. I had young kids by myself. So, I mean, I was barely doing enough hair to cover the bills. I wasn't really bringing anything home. And if I would have stuck with it, I'm sure it'd be a different story today. But I had to make a decision.
Yeah.
I had to be there for them,
Yeah.
So, I mean, like a full-time job and then that job meant
Yeah.
not only did I move you 3 states away, I'm not home much. And I didn't think that was fair. So,
Yeah.
I gave up the hair biz. But I used to do radio and I love media. I really genuinely love it. And I know the right angle for certain businesses that can help people. So, I just sell ads. But what I love to do is help people that are business owners be successful in ways maybe they didn't think of.
Well, I just love that you talked about having a blog for a hair salon because I would have never thought about that. But you talk about a great way to drive traffic to you. I read blogs.
Right.
Yep.
I know you do.
Yep,
I listen to
I do.
podcasts.
Same.
I know you do. I mean,
do,
it's like
yep.
you were ahead of your time, I'm sure.
I really was back then. I was.
Yeah.
You're right. I look back and I'm like, whoa, that girl was awesome. Where'd she go? I'm tired all the time.
Oh, well. Oh, so what do you recommend for people who are just getting started with their business? How do they build up their marketing? What do they need? How do they market? What do they need to do?
Well, and it's such a different game.
I know.
So it depends, of course, who your audience is. And some people, of course, when you're starting a business, it's hard to nail that down.
Mm-hmm.
You might know, but really you just want to build. So the answer I get a lot is everybody. I'm like, well, we still have to categorize
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. But multi-layered approach is the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, social media, podcasting, if they're not, maybe don't have time to write or aren't the writing type, I'm totally down to, write for them.
Mm-hmm.
I go the extra mile for people, but print advertising, and I get this a lot. I even dated a guy once that looked me dead in the face and was like, print's dead. And I was like, I'm going home.
First, here's the bill. You can
Rude.
pay for that. Right. And then I'll go,
And people believe that, but papers wouldn't be around if that were the case,
That's true.
like at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're getting smaller. What I love about Branson Tri-Lakes News is that they really care about the small hometown newspapers. So, like, we just bought the Crane Chronicle, which is a tiny little paper,
Mm-hmm.
so that it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And same in Berry County. We just a lot of people don't realize this, but I'm going to toot my own horn here.
Yeah,
Please
do.
do.
I don't
Yes.
I don't own the newspaper, but I'm very proud of it because we have our own in-house journalists.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of newspapers, in order to save money, since people think print is dead, I think it's just changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just stronger in different ways now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true that a lot of news outlets, they just 1099 that, but like
Right.
they just have what is it? I was gonna make a joke, but it's not gonna translate because I can't think of the word. It's a website where where you can get like artists to do stuff for you.
Oh
and you can
yeah,
get
like
writers.
Fiverr or something.
Yeah, like that.
Mhm.
They just like basically kind of Fiverr that out, right?
Mhm.
But we keep actual like people that live here, care about the area, reporting the news, or doing a story on your small business
Mhm.
or your grand opening. They're literally here,
Mm-hmm.
and not only do they live here, but they're entrenched in the community. They're
Sure.
going to the same fall festival as you are. You might catch them, not even covering the event, just being there because they're locals, and they're really good journalists. And I'm just very proud that we have that.
Well, really, because you're right. Being entrenched in the community, they're going to write to reach the community.
That's right.
And someone writing in New York City is not going to have the same flair as somebody writing in Branson, Missouri.
Right. Right.
So-
You're going to get a cookie cutter article.
Mm-hmm.
When they've written 100 times for 100 other restaurants, they just insert your name.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Or it was AI generated.
Oh,
I'm
my
telling
goodness,
you,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
seriously, you can read that stuff right off the bat. You know, a person did not write that.
Right.
You can ping it. AI. And I think the thing is that with the AI, yeah, I think it's a great tool, but I think people can overuse that AI. You have to be human.
Right.
So
far,
yeah. So, I mean,
Right. So far, I agree.
it's just
I
getting
agree.
started. I'm
It
a little
is.
scared.
I know.
I agree because I love writing as well, and I love doing that. What would you recommend for small businesses? I know when we talked to you, and I thought, well, nobody can afford newspaper ads, and nobody can afford, like to be in the magazines, and but in reality, they are affordable, and I
Right.
think that's what people. Especially small businesses who say, like, I don't have time for marketing. I don't have time. I don't have money. Well, you need to make money and you need to make time to do that. And so I found, like, even working with you, I was like, oh, yeah, we can do this. We could do this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you designed it for me. And you're like, how do you like this? I'm like, oh, yeah, that looks perfect.
Aw.
Because I'm not talented like Laura. She gets on the computer and makes all these wonderful things. And then when I made something, Whit was like, yeah, let me fix that for you. So I could do the writing part, but the picture part, I just don't have that part. So what would you recommend for small businesses starting out? As far as advertising in the paper, or you do have magazines there too as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of avenues. The newspaper to me, honestly, especially repetition wise, whether the customers are seeing you, and we do have, of course, e-editions. So it's not
yeah.
just if they get it to their house or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But whether they're seeing you on a billboard or the newspaper or hearing you on the radio, of course, it's just repetition.
Mhm.
And there's no telling which one actually did it.
Sure.
And to me, a salesperson that says guaranteed, your customer translated to you because of us. Unless that was the only advertising you did, they can't promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the newspaper is a great avenue to endear yourself to the community, because we cover all the local events, and we can get you on the event page, or we can get you on the sports page, especially area, football and that time of year. I'm a crazy football mom myself, and I cut out every time they're in the paper, and I
And
don't
your
just
kids
cut out
love
their
that
picture.
too. Yeah.
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 I cut out like the whole thing with the ad,
Right.
and save that forever. And I know if I do that, I'm not the only crazy mom out there doing that.
Oh no, you're not. And I was thinking about that too when you said like, oh, newspapers are dead and print ad is dead. No, it's not,
Right.
because people love seeing their name in print wherever it might be, and it's not the same as Facebook. Like, oh yeah, there I am on Facebook. No, this is actually printed. I can cut it out. I can frame it. I can,
Right.
show everyone. So I don't agree. It's not dead, and I
Right.
love what you said. It's just getting stronger in different ways.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so we also we offer digital advertising, of course, because we are a media page. Like our website gets like 189,000 unique visitors per month. And that's a slow month.
Wow.
Oh my
And that's
gosh.
an average.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah. So, and we share the stories to Facebook, of course. So if someone Googles, like, let's say locals will Google Great Fall Festival, or what's the Branson football team's final score, or unfortunately, even bad news like car accident
Mhm.
or shooting on the landing or something like that, which we had this year. So if your ad is on our website, like every time out of towners are Googling where to stay when I'm in Branson, what's happening in Branson, who's mayor, or what, what's the weather like even, our stuff is going to come up. They're going to visit and they're going to see your ad, whether it's out of towners or locals.
Sure.
And I'd like to brag a little bit about our digital advertising. We can do geofencing, all that fancy stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And any of the political candidates. I got to drink more coffee so these words come to me faster. I'm like, how long am I pausing to think of that word? It feels like
Oh,
5
well,
minutes.
Welcome to middle age.
Oh, thank you. Exactly. Anyhow, any of the
You're so
candidates
courageous
that
about
have
these things.
that have done our digital package, even for short term leading up to the election, to date since we started offering that, have not lost yet. It's pretty impressive to me.
What?
So what can that do for your business, right?
Right.
And you can layer that with your print.
So what does that mean, geofencing? Can you tell us what that really means, and how do you do it? How is this done?
Okay, well, I'm the wrong person to ask how it's done
Okay.
because I'm not on the back end setting it up.
Okay.
This would be a whole different conversation if I knew all
That's
that
okay.
stuff.
Make it geofencing for dummies, and we'll be okay.
Right. I fit that category. Yep, that's me. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Educate us.
So basically, there's a imaginary, there's a what you call it, a fence around whatever area you choose. I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
And a customer that walks into there, when they walk out, they'll continue to see your ads for 30 days. It follows them home. So when they get home and connect to their Wi-Fi, it shows up on their smart TV. Your ads will show up on their smart TV, their tablets, anything in the house that their phone connects or that is connected to Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
What the heck?
Yeah, and it used to be a general area. Like when this first came out, it used to be a general area. Now they can geofence down to like, I think, a foot or less. So, for example, a customer, I don't know, we'll just use plumbing, for example. My best friend has a plumbing company. Well, she wants to, when people Google, like, my pipe bust, like, what do I do? And they're trying to do some major project themselves or something, right? Her ad will come up. So maybe if they get frustrated or they just want to call a professional or just ask, because her husband's available to answer questions too, not just, if you're buying from him. But anyhow, so that's her idea. So we can do a geofence, let's say, a home show, and those are generally in convention centers. It wouldn't be the whole convention center. It'd be right where that show is. Or the plumbing aisle in Lowe's, like down to that small now. We can.
Wow.
We could geofence this area right here.
Oh my God. Okay, this makes me wonder. Okay, because everything is out on the internet now. Like, are there apps that you can go make your own geofencing and like say,
Oh yeah, that's a good. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm
should know
gonna
that.
be
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Googling this afternoon. I can tell you that much. I'm
Yeah.
gonna geofence the crap out of everything.
I'm sure there are ways to. Yeah.
Yeah.
To do it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure someone has to set that up for you. It's all algorithm based, unless you want to get into programming. But there should be maybe an app. That's a good. I mean, I should look that. I should know the answer to that
I
question.
swear to God, they have an
Whitmore's
app for
probably over
everything.
there going, oh, gee, I know how to do all of this.
He probably
He
is.
does, yeah.
He's probably like these ladies.
I know he does.
Well, my question is
They're
if he
cute.
knows it, why hasn't he not told us by
Right.
now?
He probably assumes that we know. And then when he realizes, oh, they don't know anything. Right?
So I hate to get too much into the weeds. Honestly, I just like to say that we offer digital and that it is successful for people. But honestly, if you ask me past that, and I'm like, I'll call somebody. I don't know.
Well, but here's the deal. I mean, us asking you what digital does, when you say something like that, even though we don't really understand how it works, the fact that you can do that,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Right.
that's amazing.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Like, it
Wow.
could
So
do
okay,
much for
so
the
yeah, so
business.
like your advertising rate now is like worth $1 billion because look what you can do. I'm sorry, but us just putting something on Facebook is not doing what your ad is going to be able to do.
Right. Right.
That's amazing.
Right, because you don't know what Facebook is going to let who's. I mean, I
Oh,
post
yeah.
things, you never see it. You post stuff, I don't even see
I
your
do.
stuff
That
sometimes.
actually that happens a lot.
Yeah,
and
it
we're
does.
following each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. I don't know what the Facebook algorithm is. I just keep putting it out
I don't
there.
even think Facebook knows. It just does its thing.
Well, and I had a customer who was boosting Facebook posts, and she was like, I spend, $500 a month boosting these posts, and I don't get any new customers. And
Right.
so I got the newspaper, the tech guys that we partner with to make
Mhm.
these digital ads happen, look into her Facebook account. I mean, she had to trust us and give them access
Sure.
or whatever. And they looked at her settings and whatnot. And I mean, a lot of people don't even know when you're paying Facebook to boost an ad, it's actually serving it like, I guess the default setting is to serve it to your friends. So people who already know about your page is where it's going. And you have to
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
not
know
good.
what you're doing to change that.
Right.
So. But like I
Okay.
said, I set her up with the right people that did know. And that,
Right. Wow, that's amazing.
Well, that's good to know that you can set up with the right people, because now I'm even thinking like, hey, I need to go back to work with you so I can get set up with the right people, because I don't want people who just want food, right? I want people who want good food,
Oh, and you said in the BNI meeting that you went to MSU students?
University of Missouri,
Oh,
yes. Every year, their advanced business classes, they post online, and businesses can do it. You just make an application that you would, be willing to let them research your company. And you actually come up with the research questions. You come up with like, what are you interested in? And I was interested in social media. I want to know like, what should we do for social media to increase our customer base, right? Because I spend a lot of time on social media, and I feel very frustrated with social media. And we've even gone to classes on social media. We have more classes that we're going to go to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And so I
I'll
did.
go with.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yes.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. We're going to go to an
Thursday.
Instagram
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
reel.
Up in Springfield. You can come along.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll look and see if there's any spots.
Okay.
But
I'm inviting myself.
Oh, yeah, you can come along.
That's okay, because y'all like captured me in here. So
That's right. That's the least we can do.
I think the door's locked too.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's something that I'm sure the newspaper could do, or even Branson Cerakote. Put in an application, and it took me, like a real conscious hour to think about what I wanted to say and be very, purposeful in what I'm asking them to do. And then I just sent it out there, and they called and asked a couple questions. I didn't even bother telling Jeff because, and then we got an email like, hey, we've selected you. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Right. And so he's like, wait a minute, what? Like, I said, never mind. Don't worry. You don't have to do anything. Right. But of course they want to talk to the chef, and what does the chef do, and this and that. And so they've been researching other private chefs, and then, TikTok. Of course they're young, and many of them have their own TikTok account. So they've already kind of inferred like, hey, you should do more TikTok. Well, I'm not as comfortable on TikTok as they are. So they're going to show us some things, and they're actually going to make a final presentation with recommendations. All of this was free.
I love
this
this.
because it's for them. They
For them to
love
practice,
Right.
yeah.
They love it because they're advanced business and marketing
I love
students.
this.
Yes,
cool.
I'll send you a link so that you
Yes.
can apply.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
right, they already said, like, do you want to do this again next semester? I'm like, yes, absolutely, I would. And we drove up to Columbia on Sunday and made a meal for them. And one of
Oh,
the girls is
nice.
like, how am I going to go back to ramen after this? I'm like, I don't know. You're a college student, though.
Oh my goodness, I remember college ramen days.
Oh, yes, college ramen. And they still college ramen, and they're just such a wonderful group of students. And they're not freshmen, sophomore, so you think this is an intro class. It's not. It's an advanced business class. And the TA was there and talking, and it's just very, very professional. And the free part is great because I love finding, like, what can we do to advertise and get things out there that we're not spending tons of money on? Because, like you said, those Facebook ads, I was spending money and
Right.
I'm going nowhere with this. And so I'll be interested to see their final presentation
Absolutely.
and do that. But it's definitely something
How'd
to
you
look
find
into.
out about that?
I'm a University of Missouri graduate, so I'm always
nice.
looking for ways to connect to the university and to research. I love research, and so if I can do research, I do. But nobody really in the kitchen likes research. I'm like, oh, hey, like 47% of the people have ordered filet, and the other people went. And Jeff's like, what's the order for tonight? And like, I don't know. I was just telling you kind of like in general, like how many people like filet over. Okay. Like I guess normal people don't care about research the way I do. So I
I have a passion for research too.
oh good. Thank God there are more people.
I
'Cause I know
do.
you love it too.
But it's always like just his history or strange history. I used to write a column for the newspaper, which I need to start back up. And it was like when Bonnie and Clyde came through Reed
Mhm.
Spring, the Alf Boleyn treasure, which is a local lore, but is actually, has some meat to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also Bigfoot. I wrote a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
I wrote a book. A book. I wish. I wrote an article. Missouri is squatchy.
Oh my gosh.
Because like the Bigfoot hunters actually came
Yes.
through through Branson in 2018 or something
No
like
kidding.
that. Yeah, maybe it was 16. I don't know. But anyways, I fall down rabbit holes. But I don't just like watch videos about it. I will go pull up like articles, microfiche, like everything because I'll just want to know everything because
Sure.
I got curious about a topic. So
Sure.
I understand the bug to research for sure.
Oh yeah. I absolutely love it.
And we remember we were sitting in the parking lot at BNI before we ever went in, and she pulled up her app and she was showing me the app, and I said, "That's interesting." I said, "I would love to see the analytics on the other side of things." And we're again back to research. Like, okay, so how effective is this? Like, let's like dig into this
Yeah.
and. Then we talked about something else, and like I want to know the background. I want to know all
yeah.
the backside of it. Like, how effective is this really? And yeah, we have one more minute. Whitmer just gave
Oh,
me the 1
goodness.
minute, the 1 minute mark. So I guess I'll shut up.
Wow.
So
we could talk forever. This
Right?
is what we do. So you
Yeah.
should come and talk with us.
I would
and-
love to.
yes,
Yes.
Yay, please have me
absolutely.
back.
So well, thank you, Ginger. I
Thank y'all.
appreciate your willingness. Just
Yeah.
hey, let us show you, and then we capture you, and
Yes.
and you just willingly came in.
I
and
love
joined us.
adventure.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, we do. And I encourage anybody else, like come in and sit and chat with
Oh
us.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
it's
So
just great to know that we're all like, oh, we love researching, even though the whole world is like, you're crazy. So I'm glad to be in a room with crazy people all the time.
we're not alone.
No, we're not alone in this world.
So
Thank you.
fun. So, well, hey, I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, you
And
too.
thank you for telling us about geofencing because that is a huge takeaway for me. I'm
And
definitely going to look into
advertising.
that. Yeah.
I agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And advertising in print. So
Yeah,
thank
so-
you.
Yeah,
Right.
real quick. Oh,
No,
Yes.
you're good. Go.
Nope,
okay.
you got it.
um, I have a young kid that just bought an established business.
Mhm.
And he bought it. He's like, I bought this when I was 19. I worked here from 15 to now. Then I bought it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've always wanted to see my name in the newspaper. And I'm just telling you, it's not just us oldies.
Yeah.
know what
there
I
you
mean?
go.
You're
there
right.
you go.
So I'm writing a story for him. And
Nice.
Oh, very
That's
cool.
awesome. Well,
Very cool.
good.
Well, we look forward to reading it.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, hey, have a great afternoon.
You too.
You too.
You too. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.